topics and opinions expressed in the following show are solely those of the hosts and their guests and not those of W4CY Radio, its employees, or affiliates. We make no recommendations or endorsements for radio show programs, services, or products mentioned on air or on our web. No liability, explicit or implied, shall be extended to W4CY Radio or its employees or affiliates. Any questions or comments should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for choosing W4CY Radio.
Welcome to the Ask the Expert show on W4CY Radio and Talk4 TV, where we bring you educational information from top local experts in the fields of legal, health, financial, and home improvement. Now sit back and listen to experts in family law, association law, hearing loss, business brokers, home care, along with many other topics. Now here are your hosts, Steve-O and Sophia.
Hey, good afternoon. Welcome to the eastern part of the United States, including my home state, Florida. Hey, we got a great show for you today. We are talking about a subject that is so true to my heart because I'm not afraid to admit it, I'm on Medicare, and I went through so much crap in the beginning because I did not have a good agent. We have found the top agent in the eastern part of the United States. We've extended the show and made it a broader show. And let me welcome my buddy, Stephen Frum.
Hey, good afternoon, Steve. How are you doing today?
I love your background, first of all.
Well, I will take no credit for that. My
I
fiance
knew it.
designed everything.
I knew you were going to say that.
I will take. Listen, it takes a team. So I have people that do stuff for me that I can't do, and that's why it all comes together. So it works.
So I'm going to share something. I hope you don't mind.
Of course not.
You know what? It's amazing. You just never know who's listening to the show. I'll bet we've gotten at least 25 emails from listeners and viewers asking how you're feeling.
I'm feeling much better.
We brought it up on one of our shows, and all of a sudden we get all these emails, people asking how you're feeling.
Well, that is very heartwarming, and I truly appreciate it. It was definitely a very traumatic event on December 18th, but we're doing much better, and going to have a little medical procedure on January 29th, and we'll be rocking and rolling.
Okay.
So,
listen, you got to stay healthy, bro. We need you.
I will.
Okay. Hey,
so
I want to
tell you about our surprise.
Yeah.
This is a new book we just published.
This is the Medicare 101.
This is the new Medicare breakdown, the alphabet soup of Medicare. Yes, this is a Medicare 101 book.
Wow.
Yep, we co-authored it. It just came out. I have 250 copies sitting in here somewhere. I don't know where Judith put them all. But
can you show it again? Show it again,
sure.
Stephen. Show the book again.
Yep, there it is.
Wow. How long did it take you?
Long enough. Long enough to do a book.
Well, we're running. You can see we're running on the scroll, but for the people who are listening on radio and iHeart, how do they get a hold of the book?
Well, the easiest way, honestly, the quickest way. I mean, there was a link scrolling on the bottom to set up an appointment. But the easiest way is to call that number, the 877-801-4440 number, and that'll ring right here on the computer, and we can chat and get you a copy of the new book that we published, as well as we can email you the new Medicare 101 webinar that I just recorded last week. It's about 30 minutes long, and it breaks down all of the aspects of Medicare.
So is it also handle Advantage too?
It talks about Medicare, original Medicare, Medicare Advantage plans, Medigap plans, Medicare supplemental plans. It talks about Part D, We have a slide in there to show you exactly how you enroll in Medicare, be it email, website, phone call. It's very, very detailed. It also talks about the retirement planning that we're doing now, as well as we discuss in that video what we call the umbrella coverage. As I say to seniors that I speak with, go in the rain, you bring an umbrella, right? And they're like, yeah, well, listen, there's a lot of things that Medicare does not cover. And we stress umbrella coverage. And umbrella coverage means dental insurance. It means cancer, heart attack, stroke insurance. It means insurance for skilled nursing care. A lot of seniors don't realize that there's a lot of exposure if they should go into a skilled nursing community. There could be thousands and thousands of dollars of costs, as well as I'll just jump back to cancer, heart attack, and stroke. Certain drugs are not covered. Certain procedures are not covered. And you have to factor in any travel, missed work. Maybe you have to board your pet, whatever it may be. On average, we're finding it's about $20,000 out-of-pocket expenditure.
Wow.
If you get diagnosed with cancer. And guess what? We have insurance to help protect you. So, we talk about that, other hospital programs. It's very, very comprehensive. Very, very comprehensive.
Hey, Stephen,
Yes,
the
sir.
biggest question we're getting now, and I always start off since I've started watching or listening to the show and listening to my story, how I waited too long. We're getting a lot of people asking who are getting ready to go on Medicare, when should they contact you?
Great question. Well, the initial enrollment period is 3 months before your birthday, the month of your birthday, and 3 months after. That's called your initial election period. However, there are certain carriers out there that will let you enroll 6 months before your birthday in a Medicare supplemental plan without having your Medicare number. And we could do that as well. So we're telling some people 6 months in advance. Let's get you started, educated in your Medicare supplemental plan, but start the educational process, as well as it's during that period of time that we educate seniors on exposure. We talk about cancer, heart attack risk policies. We talk about the stroke policies, dental insurance. We get all of that in place before you even start Medicare. Because this way, all of your exposure has been taken care of before you even start your Medicare. Have that in place already.
So here's our first text. This is from Rocky in Atlanta. I just found your show last month. I'm so glad there's a show on this. I have been so worried. I'm getting ready to start on Medicare. Is your office have a live voice? I
Yes.
understand what he's asking.
What is he asking?
Well, because you know what, you call a lot of these companies and you get a recording and
AI
somebody, yeah, and somebody from China that you can't understand.
Mhm.
And I could, and for an older person,
Mhm.
I can understand that.
Yeah. Well, Steve, one of the things I have learned and I do immediately within the first minute of our conversation is I ask that person, hey, do you text? And they say, most times they say yes. I say, I'm going to text you my digital business card and I'm going to send you the link to the website so you can see who I am, services, and Google reviews. And I do that within the first minute because spam, telemarketers. So I want that person to know that, hey, this is a real person and he really cares about me. So that honestly de-escalates the conversation, makes them feel comfortable. And then as well as, hey, do you want to FaceTime me? Or do you want to do a Google Meet, not just a phone call? We leave it up to them. What are you most comfortable with? A lot of seniors now are saying, hey, I want to do a Google Meet. I want to see you. That's great. That's how we build rapport.
I wanted to ask, what is the biggest mistake people make when they first sign up for Medicare, Stephen?
The biggest mistake is, well, not signing up correctly, as you know,
Yes.
not understanding, enrolling in the Part B correctly. If you do not enroll in Part B correctly, there is a lifelong penalty for that. If you do not enroll in your prescription drug plan, even if you're not taking medications, you still need to enroll in a prescription drug plan. And a lot of seniors don't understand that. Hey, listen, I'm not taking medication. Why should I have to enroll in a plan? Why should I have to pay that premium each month? Unfortunately, that is regulations. So even if you're not taking medications today, you need to enroll in that plan. And there may be a change in your health care, and you may need to take medications. So you have a plan in place already. That is really the two things that we focus on, letting everybody understand, what that entails. Again, as we stress in the show, education, education, education.
This is from right down the street from me, Fort Lauderdale. They want to know, can you explain what it means, Plan A, B, C, and D?
Sure. I mean, that's a great question. What they're talking about, Plan A, Part A and Part B. That is original Medicare. And Part A is your hospital. So think about it, that is your inpatient, your hospital services. And for Part A, the premium is normally free if you work 40 quarters. If you have not worked 40 quarters, then there could be a surcharge on top of that. Then you have your Part B, is your doctors. Think about that as outpatient. That is your outpatient. So, and there's a monthly premium for that, and that is $202.90. Now everybody pays that premium. And a lot of things that people don't realize is that they could possibly pay more than that premium based on their income tax from 2 years ago. It's called your IRMA. And based on the IRMA chart, if your income threshold, depending if you're individual or joint, is above certain thresholds, there are surcharges on that. So someone, for example, could have an income of 2024 above the limit and pay more in 26, but then their income goes down and then they pay less in 27. So it's always changing. It's very fluent. And then the Part D and then you go to your Medigap plan. So A and B, that's 80% coverage. And so if you don't have a Medicare supplemental plan, well, you have 20% exposure. So then we talk about signing you up for a Medigap plan or Medicare supplemental plan. They are standardized plans by the government. Each carrier has to offer the same plan. However, the cost per carrier will differ based on, for example, claim history and demographics. So one of the things that we do is we explain that to all of the seniors, making sure that with our software, I can show them, hey, company A, company B, company C, they have different premiums, but they all offer the same plan. So that's part of it, having them understand that. And then you talk about, as we discussed, your Part D prescription drug plan. So, and that has a monthly premium as well. And that's usually, let's just say $20, $30 a month. So original Medicare is your A, your B, your supplemental, your Part D, and then you have your Medicare Advantage plan. I know you're in Medicare Advantage, you're in HMO, and Medicare Advantage is all encompass. That includes your Part A, your Part B, that also includes your Part D. Premiums on that plan vary. Could be an HMO, like you said, or a PPO. People need to think of that as a managed care plan. Very, very similar to your employer coverage. Okay, doctors in network, co-payments, co-insurance, deductibles. Now the advantage for some of the Medicare Advantage plans is the ancillary benefits. You have your dental, you have your vision, you have your hearing, maybe you have an over-the-counter benefit. So those are the things that we're constantly educating, especially when someone wants a Medicare Advantage plan. We put in the software, we put in the zip code, we put in their doctors, we put in their medications to make sure that we analyze every plan in their area to make sure we choose the right plan for them. Is that good?
Yeah, I want to tell people this because you see a lot of these ads on TV. They're national ads. You get inundated by phone calls. I'm still getting phone calls. And I got to tell you, this is one of the reasons why it's so important to have an agent like Stephen, because I got to tell you, it is so confusing out there. Who's offering what? Who's pulling out? There's companies, especially with Advantage, that are pulling out of markets. It's just insane. And you can really get yourself in a lot of trouble. I want you to call Stephen. He is going to basically be doing all the legwork for you. I'm telling you. I tried to call. You know who I'm with. I'm not going to put him down, but I was on hold for 30 minutes, Stephen,
Mhm.
And, I was just doing it. I wanted to test them because we do this show. Uh, I got a fairly good agent now in Florida, but I got to tell you, your job is so important.
I appreciate that. It is. And, you know, I had quite a few calls last night from enrollments. And it was interesting because the first question that everybody asks, how do you get paid? How do
Yeah.
I get paid? And they're like, I'm like, oh, first of all, my services are free. And everybody hears that word, they can't be free. I go, yes, they're free. I get paid by the insurance companies. And I represent about 25 different companies. So my job is to do a thorough analysis to make sure that we align you and your healthcare needs with the right insurance carrier. And they pay me. So they're the one that pay us commission. And again, it's just more than that. It's more, as you know, we talk about education, building client for life, education, building client for life. And it's making a big difference. And I just started doing this the other day, matter of fact. At the end of all our calls and the conversation, I really want to build a rapport with my client. And I say to them, hey, and they're like, I have a question for you. And they're like, what? I go, what is something you want to do or accomplish in the next 6 months? And it's just silence. And then they say, I never thought about that. And my quick example is a gentleman in California. He always wanted to be a guitar player, a bass guitar player. And he's 70 years old. So after we did the application, everything's good. And, every now and then I just, get the guitar yet? Did you get the guitar yet? And finally, the other day, he called me up. He's like, I bought the guitar. Now, this guy's 70. He's like, he goes, you just kept poking me. I'm like, I was poking you for a good reason because I know that you wanted that guitar. So he's like, I already signed up for guitar lessons. I've been there. They want me to practice 2 songs. That's just nothing to do about insurance. It had nothing to do about insurance. It was just building a relationship with somebody.
I also want to tell people, because sometimes they don't see everything behind the scenes. The things you do to market yourself just shows how important customer service is to you. And I want to really thank you for that, because I always wonder if are my experts being taken care of. With you, I don't even have to worry. You go so far and beyond what you need to do, and I know that people are going to be in good hands with you, Stephen.
I appreciate that. We're actually working diligently right now. Come March for our here in New Jersey, we're going to start doing in-person Medicare 101 webinars. So again, that we're starting today for something that's going to happen in March, because it takes a long time to put all that together. And you know what? We're excited about that as well. So we have the in-person, but the Medicare 101 webinar we just launched last week. It's on Facebook, getting tremendous traction on that. It's a great opportunity before we have our conversation to learn about Medicare, so that when we have our consultation, you understand some things about Medicare, and we just keep reinforcing that. So I found it makes a big difference, really makes a big difference for seniors.
Stephen, explain to everybody why is every state and county, why is everybody's different? It's not the same for everyone, is it?
It is different in every zip code, every state, every zip code. As I mentioned, Medicare Advantage plans, for example, based on your area, your zip code, it's going to be different carriers. I just had a family in Minnesota. Their insurance carriers are way different than the insurance carriers here in New Jersey in certain zip codes. So the plans are different. Everything changes, as well as when your Medicare supplemental plan, we put in your zip code where you live, and that is going to generate the insurance companies that are offering Medicare supplemental plans in your area. So I can't just say to somebody, oh, XYZ company offers this. Not until we do our research. And, we enjoy it. I love what I do.
Stephen, it's so obvious. What does Medicare not cover that everybody probably might not know about?
Well, that's a great question. And we just touched upon that, Steve, with the beginning here with Medicare supplemental plans. Cancer, heart attack, stroke plans, and what's not covered there regarding the drugs, some possible drugs, experimental treatments, and then again, the non-medical factors. And all of that could eat up to $20,000. And then another thing that is educated is skilled nursing. Okay, skilled nursing care. For example, if you're in a Medicare Advantage plan, day 0 through 20 is no cost, but after day 20, it's $219 a day. So up to 100 days, and that is a big expenditure for many seniors. That's a big expenditure, period. And so a lot of seniors will ask me, "Hey, what do we do?" Well, guess what? We have hospital coverage for that. That is very important, as well as the exposure after 100 days in skilled nursing. Nothing's covered. The cost after 100 days in skilled nursing, that is, the cost is on you. So those are the things that we're constantly educating about. That's one of the bigger benefits that people are not aware of, is their exposure when it comes to skilled nursing.
Here's a good question from Micah in Charlotte, North Carolina. Do you handle just regular health policies?
What was that question, Steve?
They want to know, do you also do other health policies?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, definitely. I mean, we're talking about Medicare. I specialize as well as under 65 health insurance. But one of the things that, helps us a lot, and based on my knowledge, when we're doing our fact finding with families, first questions I'm asking, hey, do you have life insurance? Do you thought about disability insurance? Do you have a long-term care insurance? And most times people are looking at me like, what? And I'm like, yeah, we're looking to, it's a whole package. It's a giant umbrella to protect everybody, and just making people think. My job is to make people think for a living. That's what I do.
Well, Stephen, I got to tell you, we are so lucky to have you. Your show goes by so fast. Stephen's with us twice a month. Let's give out your phone number and about the book again before we go.
Sure. Our direct telephone number to me is 1-877-801-4440. And this is our new book. And give me a call, and we'll be more than happy to send you a copy of this book so that you can learn about the alphabet soup of Medicare.
Man, I love it. Stephen, thank you so much, bro, and we'll see you next month.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Have a great night.
Thanks. That's Stephen he's amazing, folks. We're going to go to a quick break. We'll be right back.
Thanks for tuning in today to the Ask the Expert show on W4CY Radio and Talk4 TV. Tune in next week and every week to hear more from our experts on personal injury, insurance, air condition repairs, estate planning, Medicare, and many other topics in the areas of legal, health, financial, and home improvement. See you next week.